Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome. We love to take these deep dives, and today's is going to be especially fascinating. We're going to be looking at Surah Al-Infitar from the Quran.
Yes, this is one of the Meccan surahs, which, as you know, means it was revealed in Mecca before the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, migrated to Medina.
Right, and it's really a surah that focuses on the Day of Judgment, and the immense importance of individual accountability.
Absolutely.
I think we should just jump right in. As always, we like to start at the very beginning. The first verse of Surah Al-Infitar reads, "When the sky splits open."
Yeah, this image, just this image of the sky splitting open. It's the sky, right? Like the fabric of our world.
Yeah.
And it's just splitting open. It just sets the stage right away for like this just momentous, the momentous events that are going to be discussed in this surah. It's just like this incredibly powerful symbol of the Day of Judgment, right? Like when the entire order of everything that we know is completely overturned.
Yeah, and that upheaval just continues into verse 2, and when the stars fall, scattering.
Just think about it. The stars, which have always, been these like fixed points of light, we look to them for guidance, we look to them for reassurance, and all of a sudden they're just falling, scattering. And talk about evoking this sense of like chaos and disruption. It's like a collapse of everything we know, right?
Yeah, it's just signifying that like everything that we kind of take for granted, is just gone.
Right.
And then it gets even more intense in verse 3. And when the seas surge, bursting forth.
And the seas, think about it, the seas are like this source of life, sustenance. They surge and burst forth. That suggests like a complete breakdown of literally everything, all the boundaries that define our world.
It's a pretty overwhelming image.
You can't even imagine.
And then verse 4, it just continues, right? And when the graves are overturned.
This is speaking to the resurrection, the moment when the earth releases everyone, the bodies that it's held, for centuries. It's like it's bringing us face to face with our own mortality, and our return to our Creator.
It's a pretty powerful image, yeah. And then in verse 5, then every soul will come to know what it has put forth and what it has left behind.
It's like in this moment, right? This moment of just like complete cosmic upheaval. Every single person faces a reckoning. Every action, every intention that you've ever had is laid bare. You can't hide. It's just this really stark reminder that we are accountable for like literally everything that we do in this life.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's definitely a powerful reminder, especially like you said, after all of those images. And then in verses 6 to 8, it seems like there's a shift. Allah addresses humanity directly. It says, "O mankind, what has deluded you concerning your Lord, the most generous? He who created you, fashioned you, and gave you due proportion. In whatever form he willed, he assembled you."
I think these verses are so interesting, because they come right after those verses about Judgment Day, the intense imagery of Judgment Day. And it almost feels like it's a reminder of Allah's grace and mercy, right?
Yeah.
Despite everything, despite this reckoning that's coming, he's reminding us that he's the one who created us, he's the one who fashioned us, and that we're in this perfect form. It's a really beautiful reminder.
Yeah, it's a beautiful reminder. It's a stark kind of juxtaposition between those first images of the chaos and then this reminder that like he created us.
Right, he's reminding us of his blessings.
Yeah, he's reminding us of his blessings. Yeah, it's interesting.
I think, maybe it's supposed to remind us that even when we feel like we've done things wrong or we're not worthy, his mercy is still there.
Right, his mercy is always present. Yeah.
Always present. And that should like inspire us, to be grateful and to act accordingly.
To do good. To be good. Because our actions, like you said, they do matter.
Yeah.
And the Surah reminds us of that very quickly in verses 9 through 12. But no, you deny the recompense. And indeed, over you are keepers, noble and recording. They know whatever you do.
It's like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. We're being reminded here that our deeds are not hidden from Allah. Even our most private actions, our thoughts, everything.
It's a little frightening, honestly.
It is. It's like we're being watched. Everything's being noted and recorded. It definitely brings a sense of seriousness, right, to everything that we do, knowing that nothing is escaping Allah's notice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that this sense of being observed, right, it's supposed to, instill in us this, like, responsibility for our actions. Like, wait a minute, every single thing that I'm doing matters.
Right, yeah, and it's going to have consequences.
Exactly.
And then in verses 13 through 16, it says, "Indeed, the righteous will be in bliss, but the wicked will be in the blaze. On the day of recompense, they will roast therein, and never therefrom will they be absent." This
is it. This is the stark reality of Judgment Day. it's laid bare for us.
No escaping.
No escaping. And we see, the separation, right? The righteous, those who live their lives in accordance with Allah's will, they're going to be in paradise. But the wicked, those who chose to disregard His guidance, they're going to face the consequences.
And it's not about, our status in this life. Right?
No.
It's not about our worldly possessions. It's just about the choices.
It's about the choices that we made during our time on earth. That's it.
Yeah.
And those choices determine our eternal destination.
And it's with that in mind, it seems like the surah ends with this, final plea almost. Verses 17 through 19. So what is the matter with them that they do not believe? And what is the matter with them that they do not, when the Quran is recited to them, prostrate themselves, but rather those who disbelieve deny?
The repetition, right? What is the matter with them? It's like a wake-up call, right? It's like Allah is saying, what is going on here? I've given you all of these signs, I've given you guidance, and yet some people are still turning away.
It's like He doesn't understand.
It's this sense of bewilderment almost.
It really makes you think, what will it take? What will it take for us to really, truly internalize these reminders and let them shape our lives?
It's a question that we should all ask ourselves,
Yeah, definitely. Assalamu alaikum.